who's going to speak for 10 minutes and try to follow that day.
The nerves right through my body, because the man says everything that I agree with, so excuse the voice. As I said, the marathon is finally getting to me, so I'll try and get through this as best I can. Also, I do tend to go on, so I'm being chapped and I'm being flung off. I'm going to also start with a brief history of my own life. I was brought up by a single hard-working mum. She was a union member. We lived with my grandparents. My nan was also a union member. My grandpa was a plasterer and also a union member. They used to constantly be out every weekend campaigning for the Labour Party, dragging me to leafleting, making sure that we were out on marches, making sure we were doing what we should be doing to gain the trust of the working people. My nan was one of these people who you just didn't cross, and let's just say we were a very strong Labour women family. I constantly remember as a child my nan saying, "That bleep of a woman was on the telly again, look what she's doing to Scotland." Yes, I was a Thatcher's child. She took my milk, but that's not what I remember. What I remember most was my mum working every hour that God sent. My gran put me out to school in the morning because my mum wasn't there. I was having soup a lot because that's all we could afford to have. My mum baking, because baking was the way of giving us a treat of what she had in the house. Lord, I'm going to just try and cut this short a bit. Fast forward 35 years and where are we? We're in 2014 and really not much has changed, apart from we're in the year of the referendum and we have an opportunity to change Scotland for the better. I have grown up now and I refuse to let my children become Cameron's children. I refuse to have them to have the same life that I did with a Tory government who only want to rob the poor to feed the greedy. We've got austerity on our doorsteps. We have children with their stomachs grumbling at school. My children coming home and telling us that their friends don't have lunch at school. This is only because the Tories have done exactly what they want to do. They are feeding their friends and not feeding the poor. Even Labour governments and Labour councils are having to cut their budgets because of the cut in the austerity measures, and they're not able to give out fruit at schools anymore. The fruit was sometimes the only thing that children got for their lunch, and it kept them going throughout the day. No fruit anymore, no nothing. The children are literally starving on the streets. These children are also not clothed correctly, and this is due to more cuts, more council cuts. Not just for Labour councils, for SNP councils as well. I've not went further afield where we have a coalition with the Tories in Scotland, which I don't even believe quite happened. I'm determined that I'm going to reclaim the Labour Party. The Labour Party should be for the working class, and I really do believe that this is our chance. This is our chance to take back the party for what it should be. This is our chance for it to have real left values again. If we gain independence, the only thing that we have to do is to tick a box to say yes. This could change thousands of children's lives for the better. As I said, I'm a proud trade unionist, and obviously I go on committees quite a lot. We travel throughout Britain. And I actually was quite surprised at what I came upon in England. My fellow trade unionists telling us to run, telling us to grab it while we still could, because this is exactly what they would do if they had the opportunity to. They keep telling me, go for it, it's a better future, but can we come to? Of course they can come to. I would much rather have them up here. But I will tell you that I've got a lot of work to do, no matter whether it's a yes vote or no, because the NHS down in England is a frightening situation. You wouldn't believe what's happening down there. They are now basically having to pay to go and see a doctor. The Tories are stripping the hospitals and making them bankrupt. They're giving all the easy operations to their rich Tory friends and their rich private companies, and they're making the hospitals do all the long-winded operations, heart operations, things that cost a lot of money, until the hospitals are bankrupt and their friends can buy them. This is not helping the NHS at all. It is going to disappear. That's another reason we have to save it. We have to save the NHS, and the only way we can do that is with a yes vote to make sure that it's in our hands and not in theirs. You must be seeing what's happening on your doorstep, you must be seeing what's happening in the streets, the people being cut. I can see a real Labour government at the helm of an independent Scotland. I can see it happening eventually, as we've always never ever voted for the Tories and we've been giving them consistently. I'm not slating what the Scottish Government have done, and I do feel they have done a great job. I'm not a big Alex Salmond fan, as Dennis has mentioned, but we're not voting for him. We're not voting for Alex Salmond. This has nothing to do with that man. This is not invincible, and he's not obviously going to live forever. I do feel that Scotland has always wanted a left Labour Party, somebody that's going to fight for them, somebody like the trade unions that will be out in the street fighting to make sure they have a proper future. I do feel that the Labour Party has disappointed me greatly in this argument. I do feel it's a no-brainer. I do feel that they are more concerned with gaining Westminster than they are with helping the people of Scotland. And that really does disgust me. And I have been to the brink a few times where I've nearly ripped the card up. But as my mum always said, you've got to have the faith. And I'm going to try and keep that faith, because I know that deep down Scotland cares. And that's what I feel the Labour Party should care. So that is the reason why I'm standing here as a Labour for Independence. I want to make sure that we do have that back. Before I stop, because I know that I'm probably getting close to the time, I do feel it's important to mention the inequality of our country. That's not just Scotland, that's the UK at the moment. If my husband did my job, which he's a stay-at-home dad, I'm the full-time working parent, if he did my job, he would only have to work for 4 days to gain the same amount of wages that I get in 5. Now that's due to the fact that I wear a skirt and not a pair of trousers. That is due to the fact that inequality in this country is ridiculous, not just for women, but for disabilities. Everything. It is just not being counted at all, and I will fight, no matter what happens at this referendum. I'm fighting for the equality of women, and for everybody out there, as that is my due as a union woman. I will still plan to go down on those buses to England, and I do hope that you plan to do the same. We are leaving, hopefully, and I'm saying it hopefully, but I'm staying positive it's going to happen. But we will be going down still, as Unite, down to England and down to Liverpool, down to Manchester on demos, and I really do hope that we keep some sort of relationship with England, and I really do hope it doesn't become bitter, because they need our help as much as what we need our own help, to be honest. They are going to be hit with tremendous amounts of cuts. The cuts have not even started to come. The Scottish Welfare Bill from 2015 to 2016, if we do not gain independence, will be cut by a further 2.5 billion. That is our own. Goodness knows what will happen down here after we leave. Child Poverty Group has said that after housing costs, another 100,000 more children in Scotland will be pushed into poverty. So I just please plead with you all to get out in the streets, to start campaigning with us, make sure the word goes out there that we need to get these children, we need to stop the austerity that is happening on our streets, we need to get out there, spread the message that the only thing we can do to make things better up here is to vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Certainly a number of passionate points that you put in your comments, and certainly also a number of very personal points. So thank you very much. We're going to hand over